Being persuasive in tabletop role-playing games. Now, I really like being the face in my group when I'm being a player, the one who has all the skills, the persuasion skills, the deception skills. But I've noticed for a lot of players, it's quite common to treat the social skill roles pretty much like a combat role. But there's so much extra juice that we can get from these kind of encounters where we can actually do the role-playing part of the tabletop role-playing game. So here's my tip for having more fun social encounters. Are you ready for it? Think about logos, pathos, and ethos. Now, if you haven't heard of those three things before, it's okay. It's basically what Aristotle came up with as a kind of the triangle of persuasiveness that is still kind of relevant today. And I think most interactions that players have with NPCs when they're trying to persuade them to do something can be categorized by one of these three things. But I think we only really see a lot of one. Can you guess? Well, if you guessed logos, you were right. I think a lot of players, probably because people who like to play role-playing games and tabletop games in general are very sort of intellectual, kind of thinky, logic-based people, but they tend to think that the best way to convince people, NPCs, of things is to hit them with some watertight facts. It's not necessarily the most fun way to play a social encounter as well when someone is trying to logic bomb them into the ground. And worst of all, it may not even fit the personality of the PC. Suddenly you're playing it like a combat encounter where you're just playing whatever you think is the right decision rather than what your character would think. Logos does have its place, of course, but it normally would fit if your character is intelligent and thinky and talky in the first place. So what about the other two? Well, pathos is the emotional argument, in particular leveraging the emotions of the people you are talking to. So the final type is ethos, which is about convincing someone of your own trustworthiness. Now, this is actually quite a good one for PCs and adventurers, and actually quite underutilized because PCs will have generated a number of victories. This is also a fun reason to play someone who is very lawful good, because if anything, you're going to get a reputation as being someone who is this sort of paragon of good. So next time you roll up a character and you're thinking about what weapon they wield or what their background is, maybe have a think about what kind of persuader they are. How do you deal with social encounters as well as combat encounters? Do you pull on the heartstrings of the person you're talking to? Do you play on their fears? Do you become a bastion of honor who is to be trusted throughout the land? But if you do just want to debate me bro every NPC that you meet, try and make it fit the character that you're building. And maybe after all that, your GM can actually have a little bit of fun role-playing with you in these cool social encounters instead of that umpteenth medieval Twitter debate.